back to Clair de Lune from scratch. Okay, I had mentioned several lessons ago that page 2 was hard. Okay, well, yes, it was hard. Guess what? It gets even harder now. But if you stuck with me up to this point, there's no reason why we can't conquer this next page 2. Now, this is the gorgeous passage where the notes seem to almost swim in an ocean of sound. So now we're going to be challenged with some fast-moving notes, but I think the key to learning this section is going to be recognizing patterns, shape patterns, okay, and just taking things, again, a little at a time. So don't get frustrated. Let's just take it in small chunks. So let's go ahead and start looking at measure 27. We may need to take more than one lesson to take a look at this one, but let's just get started in any case, okay? So let's go ahead and carve that out. And let's see how far we get in the time we have. So let's go ahead and create a new page over here and paste that over here like so. And we're going to start off with, I think I'm actually going to break this up even further, okay, from here. There's a couple of elements we want to look at, okay. There's, of course, the melody on top, all right, these notes over here. But then, of course, there are these beautiful swimming notes kind of down here, okay? And you can kind of see by the double beams that these are going to be rather fast, all right? Now, there's a couple ways of playing this bottom part, and I'm going to show you a technique that I like. It's not as it's written per se. The way it's written, you kind of most people play it kind of stretching from here to where the notes are kind of breaking over here, okay? And then they kind of play the other two notes. So they're kind of literally following the way the music is written that way. And the same thing happens over here. So they're kind of stretching larger than the hand is actually physically able to fit. I changed that. I actually like to try to keep, it's not always possible, but whenever it is possible, I like to try to keep the hands within the shapes that are most comfortable for it. And for the most part, for most people, the octave is pretty much the most comfortable wide interval that a hand can comfortably grasp. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this so that the first 3 notes we play here, and then we're going to take the top 3 notes. I'm going to cheat and take that with the right hand. Same thing's going to happen here. The first 3 notes here with the left hand, and then the top 3 with the right hand. Same thing here. Okay, and let me just I'm just drawing this out kind of to illustrate what's going to happen. Now let's cut it out, and then we'll put it together. So let's do this. I'm going to be a little more creative in terms of my cutouts, and I'm going to cut out actually right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just focus on those fast-moving notes right now. And this time, instead of using the square tool, I am going to use a free-form snip. Okay, and we're going to start off first off with this, just snipping this. Okay, looks a little weird, but let's do that. Okay, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to just go down to the very next page over here, paste that over here as so. Okay, so it may be a little blurry, but you'll get the idea. All right, and let's take a quick look at just those first 3 notes in the left hand. Okay, we're following our F clef over here. Okay, so from F over here, F, D. Okay, I'm sorry, I should use our little mnemonic. Okay, fall down, ball game. Now that we're not quite down far enough, so let's keep going down. If we were to use another line, ledger line, okay, F, so G, F, E, that brings us to here. So that bottom note down there is a D flat, okay? D flat over here, E flat, F, G flat, A flat over here, okay? Now fall down. You see what I'm looking at here? Okay, so from here to here is an octave. Okay, and that should be relatively comfortable for most people. 5, 2, 1. Okay? And then let's go back to the previous page, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just cut out a portion of this, and I'm going to do a free snip. We're just going to cut out this part. We're probably just going to focus on the left hand in this lesson, but you're going to see that by doing so, it's going to make it much easier. Okay, so let's go back to here, go to our next page, paste that little snippet down here. okay? And let's get that down to size as such, okay? And we'll put that over here, all right? And again, let's find our notes really quickly, okay? Fall down ball game, this is an F, okay? So let's write down an F over here. Fall down, this is a C, this is an F right here. Again, you see the octave pattern from here to here? And we're going to use the same fingerings. We use 5-2-1. We're going to use 5-2-1 here too. So from here to here, not so bad, right? Okay, when we break it apart like that. Now let's go back to the previous page, and let's do the same thing. Let's snip again. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm going to the wrong program. Let's try that again. Cancel that, and let me get myself out of here. Here we go. Let's make sure we open this one up, okay, and get the snipper going. Okay, here we go. And we're going to snip just this portion over here, okay? Copy that. Let's go back to this program, go down, paste that, okay? And bring that down over here, okay? And let's do the same thing. Let's kind of map out our notes accordingly. Now we're going to also find, sorry, F clef, F, okay, so fall down, B, ball, that's going to be an A or an A flat because that's, okay. Now fall, here's F, but look at this, we've got the flat here, okay. So that means, since there's no black key, we go right over here. That's the F flat, so just watch out for that, okay. F flat, and that F, G, A or A flat over here. And again, as we've been pointing out, octaves everywhere. Okay? And we're going to use the same fingering for all three sets, 5-2-1 for everything. Okay? 5-2-1 here, 5-2-1 here as well. Sorry, I'm just kind of drawing in a hurry. So, let's review those three sets. And then A flat. Aren't they beautiful? Gorgeous, aren't they? And the pedaling is actually going to follow the left hand changes. Okay? So good. So that's the beginning portion of this measure, and in our next lesson, we're going to go ahead and snip the right hand and then connect that through, and then, depending on how it goes, then the next step will be to put the melody on top of these rolling fast notes. Okay, so I'll see you at the next lesson.